If you're watching this, then you've obviously stumbled onto DougAndBrandon.com.
This is Brandon, I'm Doug. That's
This is
Matt.
sometimes Matt.
Yeah, it's sometimes Matt.
Most of the time, even.
You're going to get some point of views from just average blue-collar people here. You may disagree with them, but, you know, here they are. We should probably cut right there, but we're going to keep going.
If you live in the United States and you drive a car, well, you're obviously fucked. Unless you make, you know, $100,000, $200,000 a year, which none of us in this room will ever make. I'm positively sure.
In our
about
lifetime.
that. Yeah. I made $27,000 last year. My wife and I both working. That's a shit fucking wage. But aside from that, more back to the gas prices.
Exxon, I guess, is, you know, the biggest oil company in America. $40 billion last year. $40 billion.
And the shit they couldn't hide.
Yeah, that's the stuff they couldn't hide in investments and, you know, just flat out throwing away or trying to hide from people. You know, to me, that means, you know, we could have been charged half the price of gas we were charged, and they still would have made $20 billion. $20 billion. Hey, it's not enough. They need 40.
Right.
They're going to make $40 billion.
They have to buy that extra vacation house in the Bahamas.
Yeah, you know, it's not enough to have a vacation house in one spot all over the world. When do they need two?
Right. Well, but bear in mind, $40 billion is the overall profit of the company. That's what they didn't spend. That's not, you know, Johnny politician's fucking payoff.
Yeah.
That's the stuff the company made. That's the stuff the stock payers got a slice of. That's none of the wages. That's nothing. That's straight profit. $40 billion.
I'm sure everybody already knows a lot. Some people probably know a lot of this stuff, but, you know, we're getting screwed. Average blue-collar America, you know, just middle America, is getting absolutely screwed.
Well, the only people that can afford, you know, not to have money are the people with money. You know, I drive a V8, which was stupid on my part, but I put $65 in gas in 3 days in my truck. $65. Now, if Exxon would have sliced the gas prices in half and, you know, just took a $20 billion profit, that means I would have put $32.50 worth of gas in my truck in a week.
That makes a big difference to the average person.
I could buy a lot of guns with that much money left over.
Of course, we got Walmart, and I could spend, just me personally, and without these two, I could spend an hour talking about Walmart and all the communist garbage toys they're foisting on America these days. You know, what was the figures on their profit for last year?
Last year, Walmart made $375 billion.
Billion dollars with a B. $375 billion, and I will guarantee you, maybe 1%, probably less than 1% of the products at their store are from American labor.
Fucking commies.
All of that is Chinese communist labor. And I'm sorry.
They shit on their employees too. 80% of the employees, probably more than that, worldwide are part-time. No benefits at all. You know, 30 hours a week for a shit wage, whatever minimum wage is, probably a quarter better than minimum wage. Well, he can speak the best on it. He worked at Walmart. He's our fellow resident communist.
I was formerly fucked over by the local Walmart chapter here in Mount Airy.
You know, the fact of the matter is, okay, what do you get in return for your dollar spent at Walmart? You get products made by communist China. America is the world's biggest supporter of communist labor.
On the upside, though, of the communist China, at least them little chinky bastards are working.
Yeah.
Better than we can say for the Mexicans we have here.
Yeah. Americans don't work, and, you know, Americans have lost their jobs now to 7-year-old kids in China. But, you know, what are you going to do? But, you know, so your kid gets, you know, he gets lead poisoning from a toy you bought him at Walmart. And what are you going to do? You're going to go to the doctor, get your drugs. Where are you going to get them filled at?
Walmart!
So there you go. You completed the cycle of completely being fucked by big business and communism.
Well, not only are you going to get your drugs from Walmart, but you can get them from a fucking communist drug company that's outsourcing to fucking Canada. So you get less quality drugs for more money.
Or China, a lot of times, too, is making these knockoffs.
Also, don't forget, you have to buy gas to drive to Walmart.
Yeah, you got to buy your gas from Exxon and drive to Walmart, yeah.
And you know, a lot of people said if Walmart would open a gas station at its store, it would be fucking perfect. Well, I have the answer for you boys and girls. Go to your local Sam's Club. The one in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, has a fucking gas station built in. And who owns that?
Walmart.
Absolutely.
That right there, I mean, you can get your complete one-stop anal fucking at Walmart.
No lube.
No lube. Sandpaper condom and no reach around, boys and girls. You buy your gas and your shitty goods and your half-rotten food all at Sam's Club, which is just translates into Walmart. But aside from that, the stuff you buy at Walmart ain't even, high-quality shit. It's bottom end, really.
Yeah. I don't want to hear it. I'm sick and tired of watching the news and hearing these people complain about their toys having arsenic and lead in them. You deserve it. You bought it at Walmart. You didn't support small business. You didn't support the mom and pop place. You went to the big box store, and now you're poisoned, and now you deserve it.
Well,
you're supporting communism. This country spent decades in Southeast Asia fighting the spread of communism, and now we're its biggest supporter, worldwide.
I had a teacher once, he was my ROTC teacher. I won't mention his name. I won't even tell you what high school I went to take ROTC. But he was a pilot in Vietnam, and he dropped Agent Orange, boys and girls. Agent Orange, one of the greatest killers of people of all time. Aside from that, he used to fly what they call a bullshit bomber. Instead of Agent Orange or napalm, they dropped leaflets. The leaflets said, "Kill a commie for Christ," and that's what we should dwell on for just a second. Killing a commie for Christ.
Yeah. Nowadays, we're putting Americans on the streets so we can give the commies jobs.
And there's another thing, commies. Why don't we trade with Cuba? We blow China. I mean, we suck every one of them little short Chinese dicks. But we won't trade with Cuba. Castro's been dead for about 30 years now. They've just been playing reruns of the bastard.
Damn right.
I've got that figured out, though, all for you. Apparently in Cuba there's not enough lead or plastic to go around, so we don't want to trade with them. Ship them some lead paint. We'll start trading with them tomorrow.
I agree with you.
Cheap electronics down there.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how people can openly just blindly drive to Walmart. Well, I gotta get my prescription filled, and we need bread, and Jimmy needs a fucking new toy. Jimmy don't need a fucking toy. Jimmy's got $100,000 worth of toys when Daddy only makes $20,000 a year, but he's got that much shit hanging out in the fucking bedroom. One, he don't need a fucking new toy. Two, you don't fucking need to go to Walmart. Go to 3 different fucking stores. Run these fuckers into the ground. Walk, please, for God's sake.
Walmart is killing America.
Along with
Exxon. I don't want
Exxon.
to believe it because it's their favorite little dressed up, pretty little big box store.
And don't forget, you can get your over-the-counter drugs, your garden center, you got your fucking dog food, your slacks, your dress shirts. If they make it, you can get it at Walmart.
Yeah, but it's just 1 year. 1 year under the company run by a bunch of people. I want to tell you something here. If a company is getting all their labor and all their products from China, those people should have to take them and their families and move to China. They should not allow to be American citizens. They should have to live in China. They should not even be allowed to be an American company. They should be a Chinese company. Their family should live in China.
They should live off Chinese currency.
And then we'll see how much they like the
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
They're supporting the enemy. And I can understand shopping at Walmart out of necessity, but if you make it a habit, you're supporting the enemy. And, there you go.
I think we're really taking the shit on the people who have to go to Walmart at 2 o'clock in the morning, to get their fucking ass wipe paper. Just you motherfuckers that go there and get your $140 worth of groceries and pick up your fucking new pair of shoes and your goddamn CD player at the same time. This is fucking making this fucking country a piece of shit.
What really burns my ass?
Or small business.
Exactly. What burns my ass though is Walmart takes prices down so low, and I'm not bitching about low prices. I'll admit, there are some things I have to buy at Walmart because I make such shit wages. I make good for around here, but around here I make shit wages. I can't afford. Excuse me, fucking drug companies gave me a terrible ass cold. But I make such terrible money, comparatively to the rest of the fucking world, that I have to shop at Walmart for some things. But what pisses me off is they run these fucking mom and pop places. They'll run them plumb fucking out of business. Because everybody says, well, I can go get my shit at Walmart for 3 cents cheaper on a dozen. fuck me with a flagpole. I'll pay the 3 cents.
Yeah.
Any chance I get, I'll fucking bypass Walmart because I'm not a communist.